Hello and welcome to another episode of Historically Marked. This is another Route 66 edition, getting my kicks in Hydro, Oklahoma. Well, actually, not too far from town, just west of town, but I am outside a place where the mother of the Mother Road, as she was called affectionately by Route 66 enthusiasts all over the world, Lucille Hamons. This was her home for many, many decades, and it was also a business. It was known as the Hamons Filling Station, and there's a historical marker here, and we'll also be going to her gravesite, which is just north of town here. So come with me and I'll be more than happy to show you around. All right, so here's the marker, and here we are again, another Will Rogers Highway marker. I haven't seen these in a while, but this is the Provine Hamons Station. This rural Route 66 filling station with an over-the-drive design was built by Carl Ditmore in 1929. So yes, there was living quarters up there, and I believe that was where Lucille lived and her husband. But W.O. Waldrop bought the business and home in 1934 and renamed the place the Provine Station. A small tourist court was added for overnight stays, and that would be it over there. I got more information on that later. In 1941, Lucille and Carl Hamons became the new owners. They raised their three children, Dean, Carl Jr., and Cheryl here. For 59 years, Lucille operated the business. And not surprisingly, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. And now, another Will Rogers quote. Here we go. What constitutes a life well spent? Well, love and admiration from your fellow men is all that anyone can ask. Amen. So I did do some research, and yes, these have been restored and revitalized and whatnot. And I believe somebody said it was going to be like an Airbnb or Verbo, or maybe they're going to take this into like a tourist place. I have no idea. But the best thing I can tell you is there are some beds in there because, you know, like I said, I saw in some other videos on here on YouTube. But there is a for rent sign, so I guess anybody can rent them out if they're staying in western Oklahoma. And they're all numbered. And obviously I can't go in there because, yeah, there's nobody here, no cars. But yes, at one time this was a thriving place. Because yes, it was around Route 66. I think I might take a little peek inside, and I can't see anything. All right, so this is something, first time I've ever encountered such thing. It looks like there was a lot of Route 66 organizations on here, and that, you know, that puts their stickers. You probably, if you've seen my Route 66 videos, you've definitely seen them, like from like all over the world. Well, obviously somebody like undid them all, and wow, that's a little unusual if you ask me. And here was the door, and definitely digging that retro design there, you know. And then over there is Interstate 40. Now, every now and then, occasionally, the old Route 66 highway will be kind of closely paralleled with the highway, or the interstate, sorry. So this is one of the cases where that happens. Here's some replica pumps. I'm glad nobody has destroyed them or vandalized them. I know, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, or actually, I take that back. Somebody did take the top part of this baby off. I don't know if it was intentional or vandalism. And there's a lawnmower service next door. And now we're going to visit Lucille Hamons' gravesite. Here we go. So I'm about 2 or 3 miles north of the town of Hydro, in a very rural setting. It's so quiet out here. I mean, I can hear hummingbirds and birds, so peaceful. And of course, that means I'm in a cemetery too. I am in Hydro Masonic Cemetery. And of course, I'm going to visit Lucille Hamons, so her gravesite. So here we go. So I figured if I'm going to visit the grave of the father of the Mother Road, I will visit the mother of the Mother Road's grave. And it is not too hard to spot because there is a Route 66 shield on it. So And I was asking this question, and I'm sure a lot of you probably had this on your minds too. What makes her so special? I mean, there are countless other women who have contributed to the history and greatness of the Route 66, but so here is some more inscription on here. Biography published in 1997, her song recorded in 1999, and the Oklahoma Route 66 Hall of Fame in 1999. And she lived from 1915 to 2000. So that would have made her 85 years old at the time of her death. And this is just coincidence, maybe, but she passed away exactly one day after my paternal grandfather passed away, on a sad note, on a personal note. And then she was born in Abingdon, Illinois, or Abingdon, which is, I believe, by Chicago, or north of Illinois, rather. And she died at home on Route 66 in Oklahoma. And it repeats the same thing on the other side as well. And this is her husband, Carl Robert Hamons Sr., 1909 to 1971, was born, lived, and died within a 1-mile triangle in Hydro, Oklahoma. Wow. Very interesting stuff. And on the marker it says they had 3 children, and one of them is just buried right here. This is Carl Jr., 1935 to 1962, and that is not his military plaque, by the way, but it was placed there.